Hey everybody, welcome to the CharlieB podcast. I'm your host, CharlieB. Do you ever feel like you have so much going on and you just need to breathe? Being a wife and mother can be so overwhelming and sometimes you just need a minute. Take that minute with me, CharlieB. In this space, we'll talk about marriage, motherhood, and just being a woman. How do we manage to keep it together in the midst of everything that's going on? We're women, and that's just what we do. So listen, this is that pull up to the house and sit in your car for a minute moment. We all need those. You didn't have to, but I'm so glad you decided to spend that moment with me on the CharlieB podcast. Let's jump right in.
I want to eliminate right now, anybody listening, if
Come on.
all you have is accident insurance, unless you have an accident and die, your family's not getting paid. And
Say it
it's
again.
cheap.
Say it again. Say it again.
If all you have is accident insurance, unless you fall off that roof and die, your family will not reap the benefit.
And it better be a sure enough accident. And a heart attack is not an accident.
Absolutely. Your body might rot in the morgue while they're trying to do the investigation, like Law and Order.
Come on, Doc. Teach us
No.
tonight.
Walking around with $500,000 talking about you got accident insurance, talk to me and get $100,000 term life so your family will know they will have funds if something happens.
Oh.
And that is such a myth. And I have worked with unscrupulous agents who have sold that to people that didn't know any different,
Right.
as a policy. So that just crossed my mind, and I wanted to put that out.
I'm so glad. This is why. Let me tell you something. I knew this was going to be good. That's why the devil was trying to keep us from. This is like our fifth time rescheduling.
Fourth time.
We are going to make this happen tonight. I knew it was going to be good. Marguerite, tell us more about what you offer at your company.
Oh, I thought you never asked. And so I love groups. And though I said in the beginning, when I was talking to other teachers, what that looks like, you go in and I would do lunchtime learning and give them a high overview.
Ooh.
And of course, everybody can see themselves in some of the information and they feel where their shortcomings are. Do the same with the nurses. We do it with sororities. We do it with business owners as well. You know, One of the things that we have really been trying to promote education in addition to life insurance. By the way, this month is Life Insurance Awareness Month.
Let's go.
But long-term care, and many of us don't know what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I found out about long-term care after I was a caregiver for my mother and for my husband. And I was blessed because I was doing nonprofits, so my time I could come in and take care of my mother. But long-term care, especially when it comes to Black mamas, Black ladies, Black professional women, what it will having to care for a loved one, if you don't have the proper things in place, the person who takes care of the caregiver, it will deter that whole career path off.
Right.
But even bigger than that, if you're over 40, then getting, closer to 50, it's time to sit down and talk to someone about long-term care. Now,
really?
I like to sum up the ABCs, long-term care: protect your assets, don't be a burden, and keep your choices. Okay, so what is long-term care? It's not Medicaid, and it's not Medicare. It's skilled nursing care. And if you can't do two of the daily living routines, like go to the bathroom, bathe, or whatever, then you qualify for you qualify for skilled care. But paying for it out of your pocket is expensive.
Yeah.
It's very, very expensive.
Now, you said at 50, you not 60, so you're saying now?
You want to start exploring it because the later you just like life insurance, the older you are, the
Ah.
more expensive. And you do not have to be 60 or whatever to use long-term care. Okay, say you're 35, 38. Okay, I said after 40. So you got long-term care, you're 44. You ride a motorcycle, have a
Ooh.
near fatal accident, so now you're paralyzed from the neck down. Now
Wow.
your assets are at risk now because now you need care. You need someone to come in. The doctors have
True.
done all they can do. This is no longer medical care. Long-term care is not medical care.
Wow.
So now you're eating at your asset. So that would
Mm-hmm.
be an opportunity for long-term care to come in. So it
Oh,
doesn't have to be, or aging does not have to be, but they're saying 50% of people over 65 will more than likely need long-term care.
wow.
And most people want to stay in their homes, but the problem is having someone to come in and assist them. We
True.
don't live in the times when the nuclear family was all there. You know, you go next door and you take care of mom. And
Right.
I know that's part of our culture, and I was blessed to be able to take care of my mother. But
Yes. Yes.
people,
What a blessing.
yeah, people are now spread out, and the expense of it can really, eat at the monies that have been put away for the later years.
So we have long-term care, and then you have long-term disability and short-term disability.
And those are two different things. So with long term care, you don't. It's normally after you become ill for a length of time, and you've been
Right.
sent home from the hospital. So I want to be very clear on that.
Yes.
Now, the long-term disability and short-term disability sometimes is offered by your employer, but there's nothing that prohibits you from carrying a policy of your own because a lot of times they may only pay 60% of your
Yes.
salary to
Right.
you. So you can always carry one of your own. It is, and the calculation is based on the type of work that you do, your profession. And so again, there's always a carrier for everything.
Right.
It's a variety of policies. And why is it important? You said it earlier. A lot of times we're one paycheck away,
Yeah.
just being homeless.
Right.
So people call it short-term disability. I call it income protection because what
Ooh,
you're
I
doing
like
is
that.
protecting your income. And as an entrepreneur, and speaking to all entrepreneurs out there, I also recommend what we call business overhead protection. Say, if I was in a brick and mortar, I
Mm-hmm.
have the advantage of having an office with my FMO. But if I was prior to the pandemic, when I had a couple employees and then I had overhead, I needed business overhead protection because I was bringing in the money to pay the bills.
Right.
So if I got sick, then that covered the salaries, the rent, and everything. So I
Mm.
recommend that for entrepreneurs, 1 or 2 man show. If you are the primary one bringing in that money, if you're not there and that show can't go on and they have to close down or slow down, you
Ooh.
want to make sure those bills are still paid.
Wow.
So that, again, short-term, long-term income protection.
And you
You know,
help people set all these things up according to what their needs are.
absolutely according to what their needs. If I came into your home and I sat down and with you and your husband, we would have a lengthy conversation, and I would know what each of you did. I would have questions to ask to make sure we would take time to look at the overall lifestyle, where you are, where you want to be. Say for example, you said, "Well, I'm only going to work 5 more years." And I want to open a Christian bookstore, and you may even show me what you're doing now. So that's another whole meeting because if you're drawing money from it now, I want to help you set up a plan to get to where you're going. What does that look like? Do we need to open an account separate, just to put away money so that you're ready. What does your plan look like to come out of your job and to go into that? Whatever it is, our clients are in the process of whatever is happening in our clients' life, in their lifetime, we want to be a part of it. We don't have all the answers, but we do have collaborations with lawyers, accountants, in order to make sure they have everything in place.
That's
a lot of times we don't have wills or trusts, and trusts have become a big thing because somehow we have people who have been in groups and all we got was trust, and everything doesn't need to be a trust, but we have people that take their time to help them to discern what is needed on the one-on-one. Wow. The education piece is so important.
It sounds like it is. It really, really is so important, because how can you make a decision if you don't know?
You can't make a decision.
Some of us just don't know.
You're making it on the village. Like I said, my mother's decisions were made on, you got to have insurance. Mom didn't probably know even the difference between temporary and whole life, or temporary and permanent.
Right.
And I started conversations off of that, not to be condescending,
right?
But to ensure they make the proper choices. Sometimes individuals don't know anything but term, so I'll say, let's talk about that.
Right.
And, we need to have a plan when this ends. Are you aware? I had one young man, when I told him how much insurance was needed for his family, he said, my mama got insurance. That's literally what he said. My mama has insurance. And I wanted to get so colloquial with him and say, you got 2 whole children and a wife. But what I said is, your mother's insurance will not take care of your wife.
You, bro.
And your 2 kids.
Are you kidding? Bless his heart.
And that's what he said. He's not the first one, but he was very honest, which meant he was very comfortable with me. And we had a good conversation. I said, okay, that's fine. But all that insurance will probably do is do a funeral for you. So what happens to your wife and 2 kids after the funeral? Do they go stay with your mother?
Ooh.
And his wife said, oh, no.
That must have hit hard.
And so he's like, so I said, the same way your mother had insurance on you, you need to have it on your children and your wife. So, I already had their salaries. I did it. So the number, he was like, I don't know anybody that has that much insurance. I said, then you need to refer them to me so that they can be properly covered. But this is why you have this much. And I showed him how I came up with it.
I love it.
I showed him the term first, because normally, when you see the number, but I had already educated on what an index universal life and the whole life would do with the accumulation of funds inside of the policy.
Right.
He chose to do, he put on his big boy pants.
Hey.
And chose to do, because he understood that if he waited to purchase that, it was going to go up. Because insurance is based on your age.
Yep.
And health. The older you get, the more expensive insurance is, because you are higher risk and closer to that. Not if you die, but when you die.
Oh.
One of the things I want to talk about, risk. A lot of times we hear people say, well, the insurance companies, they just want to gouge you. They want to do this
and
that.
Come on.
Insurance companies, it's almost like they're gambling by taking a chance on your life.
Right.
So when they're asking questions about your lifestyle, if you say you jump out of planes and you have, I know one, your license are suspended. Why can't I get insurance? It's just my license. You're living risky.
You're a whole entire risk.
Yes.
To that company.
And cannot maintain a driver's license.
Or if you drive a motorcycle, or you said, if you go skydiving, deep
sea, all of that.
Even if you had a heart attack last year, that's kind of questionable. Okay,
right. That's a good point. When prior health issues, existing health issues.
Yes.
I think a lot of times that only applies to getting health insurance. Right now I have a client who is a 7-year survivor of cancer.
Come on.
The industry standard for ensuring a survivor of cancer is 10 years. That industry,
Oh wow!
unless there are certain cases,
I thought it was 5 years.
No, it's 10. That there are some cases, and the insurance company gets very detailed as to the type of cancer, the type of treatment, and
Come
then they
on.
make a determination.
Right.
And the termination for this one, which is norm, is 10 years. So can she get insurance? She can, but for 3 years, she will pay what they call a flat rate per $1,000. So you figure she wanted $500,000. That would have been $44 a month. If she, and I will not allow her to do that. But if she were to decide to take that policy at $9 per $1,000, it would be $500 a month.
Goodness gracious.
Yes.
For 3 years.
3 years.
Wow.
So we have to negotiate just enough to keep her covered until the 3 years are up.
Wow.
Another area that it ties my hand is juvenile diabetes.
Oh.
Yes.
Come on, Marguerite. Listen. That's what I'm talking about right here. Because we don't realize the impact that all of it has. And my brother and his wife, we buried my niece who was 13 years old. Now she had leukemia. But children die too.
Die young as well, yeah.
You know what I mean? And you don't realize that if you would have got a policy on this child when they were just a child, you wouldn't have to work. Now, you know, my brother and his wife, they had the insurance on my niece, thank God. But if she was diagnosed and didn't have it, it would have been too late for her to get anything. So these kids, my daughter was diagnosed with lupus when she was 13.
Wow.
We got the policy on her. I probably had it when I was 2. When she was 2. You know what I mean? So it's like you don't want to think about the bad, but it's gonna happen. We don't know when. We hope and pray that it doesn't happen, that they don't get juvenile diabetes. But the way this world is going,
you never know. You never know. The worst case I had, this young girl was 10, and her father, when they listed everything that was going on, nobody would touch it.
wow.
And she was too young for final expense.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's another thing. There's some insurances, there is an age requirement.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you get life insurance, just like CharlieB said, if you get it for a child that's young prior to being diagnosed.
Yeah.
Because the word we use is uninsurable. I never want to have to say to a parent, I don't like to say it to anyone, that you are uninsurable.
Uninsurable. And then don't talk about the obesity, because that's a whole nother episode, Marguerite.
Well, let me talk about real quick the cost of insurance, and which will relate back to health. Non-smoker and smoker.
Oh.
It could be anywhere from $50 to $75 more a month.
The difference, just because you decide. What about vaping?
Vaping is considered smoking, and that's going to be dependent on the insurance company as well, because it's relatively new. And the laws of the land also dictate marijuana smoking. Some insurance companies want to know if it's, some insurance companies will write it as smoker, some of it won't. But they do make you fill out an entire form, whether it's medical, because in some states, there's the medical card, so it becomes. Yeah. The first question is it for medicinal? And then you have to tell why. A lot has changed, and it would depend.
Isn't that something?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. The other thing you said was obesity. Everyone's standard is the goal. if you're in great health and taking care, and your blood pressure is great, your weight is great, your height is great, you get a better rate and maybe preferred, you know. And everybody wants that. And what does that mean? It means you pay less per thousand on insurance.
That's right. Just for being
exactly
healthy.
What it means. When it starts to go the other way, and that could be for obesity, that could be if you're already deemed disabled, but you get insurance, it costs a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of variations. There's not a perfect world, but I try to work with carriers that provide scenarios to meet you where you are, so that we're not leaving anyone out.
Right.
Not leaving anyone out. I work very hard to try to match my clients and prospects up with carriers that are going to give them the best price as well as the best coverage.
I love
sometimes I may have two carriers inside of a house, and one person may have the carrier that's offering living benefits in the insurance policy, and the other person may have been a little harder to place, and they just have an insurance policy. And that's it.
Okay.
But I'm happy they got placed. But they're like, kids, how come you got sprinkles? I don't have sprinkles. Because you ate yours. You know?
Just be glad you got some ice cream, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's so much information. I feel like we need a part 2 and part 3. I feel like I need to give you September because it's Insurance Awareness Month. People need to understand the importance of being prepared. You know, a lot of times as Christians, we talk about being prepared. That means accepting Jesus Christ as your Savior and knowing Him and the pardon of your sins so you can go to heaven. You know, part of that is being responsible. I believe that part of that is being responsible to your family. Now, am I saying if you don't have life insurance, you're going to hell? No, I'm not saying that. Come on, let's be real. But the Bible talks about a wise man leaving an inheritance for his children's children, right? And I remember when we were working together, those were some of the things that we talked about and we would say to our clients, like, listen, we had a list. I remember I had a list of Bible verses that go along with life insurance and why it's important. Oh, you call yourself a Christian, you want to tell me I'm crazy because you don't have insurance, but here's what the Bible says about it, my Christian brother or my Christian sister. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so important. And too many times we're leaving our families in distress because we didn't make the right preparations or we didn't make the right choices, right? So I just feel like this conversation is life-changing. I feel like it's absolutely life-changing. One question that I have for you. Do you offer health insurance?
Absolutely.
Yes?
Absolutely.
It's probably going to be easier if I ask you, what don't you offer? I am excited tonight. So how does the health insurance work?
We're also going into open season for Medicare. So I do Medicare. I do under 65 as well. So that's anyone not ready. But we are going in. I'm getting ready to take my test. And I love doing the Medicare. And I do seminars on that as well. Again, I take my time and make sure everyone understands because it's very confusing, especially to our seniors. They're going to start. If you're within 6 months of 65, you're going to start getting inundated by phone calls. And here's something I want to share. Unless you gave someone permission to call you, it is illegal. When you answer the phone and say, did I give you permission to call me? Don't do it anymore. You have to sign off for anyone to call and solicit you for Medicare. Medicare is offered through the federal government, and they do not want seniors being harassed.
Did y'all hear that? You heard it here on the CharlieB podcast. Dr. Hall is laying it down tonight. Could you repeat that for the daughters that are listening so they can... I know that when my mom was sick, we ended up having to take her phone. My mom's phone would ring, without exaggeration, probably 4 times an hour with someone soliciting. And at
Four
one point, I
times.
would
That's
answer the
good.
phone with an accent, like, "Hello, how are you?" Like I'm trying to act like, but she was being inundated with
Yeah.
calls, and we would say, "Enough is enough. Turn the phone off." It was so bad. So tell us
It's
again what they need to say if you're being called.
if you are being called and you know that you did not sign for someone to call you, then you just tell them, ask them, did I give you permission to call? It is illegal for you to call. Do not call back. And
I
some of
did
those
not know
calls are
that.
going to be, it doesn't even have to be that long. You can just tell them you know it's illegal for them to call.
Right.
But because you did not give them permission. A lot of times they're coming from the same agency, you know.
And just harassing folks.
They are.
Thank you so
It's
much for that
almost like a
information.
feeding frenzy.
Right.
Especially as we get to open and enrollment period, to your annual enrollment, AEP. As we get into that, all the new Medicare Advantage programs are getting ready to be rolled out. And there's some things like this I really need seniors to listen to. You might get a call and say, did you get your Visa card that you can use at the supermarket? So you're on a fixed income. Money I can use at the supermarket.
Right.
What is that?
Right.
That is nothing more than a solicitation tactic for some of the OT, over-the-counter cards that are offered through some of the Medicare Advantage carriers.
Wow.
And what will happen, unless they sit down with someone who's going to take the time, and when it comes to Medicare and ensuring Medicare Advantage and ensuring that the senior has what they need, and that means is your doctor in network or your medicines in network, they could lose something lose something that they need by switching over to a carrier just to get a $50 a quarter card, because they're going to get this $50 extra. They may be going to the doctor now and paying nothing, and now they find out they go to the doctor, they got to pay $10. Well, we're going, $10 is not if they go every week. That's $40.
Right.
For a card, you're only getting $50 a quarter.
Are y'all listening? Are you listening? Please.
So those are solicitation tactics that are used because, or here's another one. I call you. You say hello. I go, hello? You go, hello? I said, oh, you can't hear me? Do you need help with a hearing aid?
Stop it.
Yeah.
That's so the heartlessness in it. Just it's like
it's almost
sharks
like
in water.
Yeah, it's a frenzy. It's a frenzy, and again, like any of the rest of my practice, I ensure that it's well understood. Again, I do workshops and seminars for churches to answer the questions for organizations. When it comes to Medicare, I tend to stay close to my churches,
right?
Because a lot of times you have seniors there, and the pastor's normally open to having someone take the time and walk with them, because you got a 75-year-old woman living by herself, and if it sounds good, it's a hard decision, and then it's on TV.
Now, if they sign up for something and they didn't know, are they able to get out of it?
Yes. They will have an opportunity to get out of it at the beginning of next year.
Okay.
But they have to realize that they did it.
Oh, gosh.
And that's yes. But what happens, it's a process. If it's the first time, it's easier. Like if I'm just going into Medicare, I'm like, oh, this is not going to work. So I do there is a period, the first 3 months of next year, to get out of it, to change your carrier.
Wow.
And then understand the difference between Medicare Advantage and original Medicare. Understanding that original Medicare, then you're probably going to need a prescription plan.
Understanding A, B, C, D, and all those other things too, right?
A and B is original. C would be Medicare Advantage.
Okay.
Yeah. A and B, one is for the doctor and one is for the hospital.
And then C is Medicare Advantage.
That Medicare Advantage. So original Medicare is A and B. Medicare Advantage, I say Medicare Advantage is, I like to call it original Medicare with a bow on it.
Okay.
It has the basis of original Medicare, and you might also have little things in it. You can get Medicare Advantage with a prescription plan. So, but it limits you. A lot of them limits you to a certain area. That's why when you look at Medicare Advantage by county, so I may say, Charlene's Medicare is good up north, but it's not good down here. So that's why we get re-educated every year. See who's offering what and where they're located.
Marguerite Hall. Wow.
Well, I again, because I base it on the education part, I enjoy that. Because then I know decisions are made based on what they need, because you understand what you need. You understand what your body. You understand, and one size doesn't fit all.
I love it.
And I feel like you're paying your money, you deserve the best.
Marguerite, we talked about a lot of things tonight, and you gave a lot of education around in a lot of different areas. I want you to tell me how people can reach out to you just to have a conversation. Do you do consultations and all that? I'm sure you do.
Yes, I do, Charlene, and I would love to have a conversation with anyone who has questions. They're ready to set up their insurance, their financial plan for their family.
Yes.
And I give a complimentary consultation, whether online, face-to-face, online, or Zoom, or we meet face-to-face. And that's an opportunity for me to get to know you and you to get to know me.
Right.
Help me to understand exactly what you do need, make recommendations. And because we're going to work together. So I need to know what you need.
That's
you need
right.
to feel comfortable with me. And I can be reached at, get out your pen and pencil.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm going to give you a couple numbers, 856-350-5010 or 609-636-5431.
So what's your email address?
Very simple. Kenney Hall. KENNEY HALL @gmail.com.
Okay. Marguerite, this was so awesome. I thank you so much for your time, your busy schedule. You mentioned in one of our conversations recently that you're coaching now.
Thank you. Yes.
I want to know about that.
Okay. Thank you for asking about that. My gifts involve pouring into others. And I guess around the pandemic and during the pandemic, we all had time to think. And I felt like there's something missing. There's something left for me to do. And when I sit with others, God gives me insight into them. I can listen, I hear.
Right.
And a lot of times I've had friends come and they will pour out and God would give me, I don't want to say a word, but help me to ask the proper questions.
Right.
To help them find out what they need to do. Because when it comes to coaching, it's not counseling and it's not therapy, because we're in the present. So what I basically do is help you understand what's going on, help you set goals, and together we help you get there. So when it came, and my girlfriend was teasing me because I walked her through stuff, and she said, "Oh, I got a free coach." I'm like, "Coach?" I prayed about it, and I literally prayed about it, and God led me to John Maxwell Leadership Training.
Nice, yeah.
That, And so I'm certified through that as a coach.
Nice. Congratulations.
I love it. And so that is part, I do that. I dedicate Mondays and Fridays. So I have clients in Monday evenings or early in the morning. I coach anyone, but my niche is women in transition. And what that means is I am a widow. I know what I went through to find who I am now, because our identity is tied to where we are at a particular phase in life.
Right.
Just look at you. You're a wife and a mother. You're a mother of a teen. Now you're a mother of a college student,
right.
which is it's different. It's different.
Yes, Lord.
Mother of a teen. I have women who have raised other kids and they have put their career on hold. And they're struggling with how to move into that next area.
Yeah.
Some of it is just understanding why you don't move. And sometimes it can be fear of failure. So it's helping others understand, why is this happening? What are your challenges? What are your obstacles? What are your options? And then coming to some goals. I meet with my clients a minimum of 3 months, once a week, a half hour. We talk about the last goal, what it looked like, moving to the next one. And I love it. I absolutely love it.
That's amazing.
So that's the Coach M side of
God
me.
Bless you. God bless you.
Yes.
Wow. Just a heart of a servant. Just a giver.
Yeah. And you know what? You're absolutely right, because I don't know that with the entrepreneur spirit, I don't know that it would be anything I would do that it was not investing in others.
Right.
I truly believe in John Maxwell's philosophy when he says that your life isn't the worth of your life is based on how you pour into others.
Right.
Whether it's through the financial literacy and helping others leave a legacy, it's always going to be pouring into someone else. I would like to think that if you meet me when you leave, you're better than you were before we met.
I can guarantee that when they meet you, they're going to be better. They have to be better. I just, I remember spending time with you and just always walking away like, okay, I got this. Whew. I can do this.
And you know what? I would have loved to had you walk into my office after I left there, given the tools that I have now and the experience I had.
Right.
And I'm debating if I'm going to get back, rank up, to bring in a couple of younger agents. Because I don't even use the word agent. I tell them you are a financial representative.
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Financial representative. But the simple fact is, you have to know, even if all they do is life insurance, they're connected with people that can do more.
Right.
We do an injustice when we just do life insurance. Or we do an injustice if we don't let people know that there's more than life insurance.
Right.
Case in point, I have a woman who will never be able to get life insurance and she needs long-term care. So now I'm showing her an annuity that has a rider of long-term care.
Ooh, so wow.
We didn't even talk about annuities. We didn't even get into that.
Wow. The crazy thing is I forgot all about annuities.
It's okay. You said September. I'll come back.
September. Listen, I'm so serious. I don't just say things. If I say it, I mean it, because I really believe that this is just necessary. I think it's just necessary for people to really know, being prepared in every way, making sure that your family doesn't have to worry about how they're going to bury you, or how we're going to make it now that mom is gone, or now that dad is gone, or you know what I mean? And leaving a legacy for your family.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can do that through life insurance.
You absolutely can. You could be a 9-to-5 blue collar, living comfortable, and leave your children millionaires.
Yes. It's us that doesn't know that.
Well,
or we know it and we don't act upon it.
There's time. This is the. It's time to kill the statement, and nobody did it for me. Be the first to do it for your family, then. Break the curse. Because I hear that, Charlene.
That's so good.
Nobody's done it for me. Why not? Then you be the first. Break the curse. Like the young man who said, I never saw anybody have that much life insurance. You will be the first.
This is a curse-breaking season.
Amen.
Marguerite, I'm going to go out on a limb and ask, would you be willing, and I know you have a lot on your plate, even if it's 15 minutes to 30 minutes with Marguerite Hall for the month of September on the CharlieB podcast every Tuesday, I would love it if you would do that.
I will do that for you.
I'm going to let you close us out tonight. However you choose, please give us some closing wisdom and some closing encouragement. Take it away.
Okay. I think if I was sitting with everyone here, I would look at you and just encourage you to love your family, not just in the present, but see beyond today. And when you look at them, see their potential. And then look at yourself and make sure you're not the reason that would prevent them from reaching their potential.
Wow.
Love them the way Jesus loved us. He prepared a place for us. So make sure you are making a place for those that you love. No.
Wow, that's beautiful. Dr. Marguerite Hall, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love you so much.
Love you too, my daughter.
I love you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. Keep changing lives. You are living your purpose, and that makes me so proud.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yes.
Sure.
Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Join me next time right here with Dr. Marguerite Hall on the CharlieB podcast. CharlieB out. Oh, I'm so excited. That was awesome. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the show. You can also like my page on Facebook at the CharlieB podcast. Now, before you get out of the car and go to whatever is next, take a deep breath and remember, this is what you were created for. God gave you a different kind of strength, and whatever it is, you've got this. So again, thanks for tuning in. Really, you didn't have to, but I'm so glad that you did. Join me next time right here on the CharlieB podcast.